So, good evening. So, in many areas, you see a caption like that, and over 250,000 people have watched parts of that video by by this particular group of people or person who's making these videos. We don't actually see the person, do we? But all those people have watched a video that says that Jehovah's Witnesses are disappearing, and there's a picture of the carts, isn't there? Now, are they? Jehovah's Witnesses are seeing a year-on worldwide increase of 1.4%. So that's an increase worldwide. So I don't see people disappearing. I do see that large numbers have left over the years. Now, just going to make a comment about the history of the cart work and the public preaching work made by Jehovah's Witnesses. The inference is that the cart work done by Jehovah's Witnesses is ineffective, and so Jehovah's Witnesses are giving up doing it. Firstly, as you travel around, coming out of railway stations, going into your towns or cities, you will see Jehovah's Witnesses with the carts everywhere. So your own eyes will confirm that they're there. Now, what is the effectiveness of the carts? Because as one of Jehovah's Witnesses, I've stood on them. Now, I don't like so much standing still and waiting for people to come to me. There's a reason for it, because many other groups who start publicising in town centres start shouting their heads off using megaphones, and Jehovah's Witnesses don't want to be disturbers of the peace, so they're making what is available. Now, what they used to do is they used to stand and hand out leaflets or magazines to people as they came out of tube stations, etc. It's called metropolitan witnessing. And what was found was that people were taking things from the Jehovah's Witnesses, walking down the street and going, I don't want this, and dropping it on the ground, so that lots of litter was being caused, not directly by Jehovah's Witnesses, but because they were handing stuff out so frequently. So they changed the policy because of that, out of respect for the municipal authorities as well, and they've encouraged people to come to them, and then they'll talk to them. Now, how long have Jehovah's Witnesses been doing cart witnessing? Well, the modern cart witnessing has been going on for around about 20 years. Is it successful? There are thousands, there are millions of people who have talked to people on the carts, and it's benefited them, and sometimes ex-Jehovah's Witnesses, people who were witnesses who've sort of stopped, because it's easier to give up your Christian faith and just stay at home and please yourself and go on holidays. And some have become reactivated. Many thousands, hundreds of thousands, become reactivated as Christians just by the cart being there. It's enabled them to meet up with the local witnesses and start a dialogue, which has helped ease them back into their faith, their religion. So there's loads of benefits. Why do, though, some people, such as this particular person running this Kingdom Wisdom, it's got a connotation that it's kind of connected to Jehovah's Witnesses, and yet there's no admission made by the person who's running it. They've got good sound systems, they've got good pictures, they explain things well, but just because they've got those abilities, you're not actually seeing them face to face. What you see with me is what you get. It may not always be impressive, but at least you're seeing me. Lots of videos today we're seeing coming out on the YouTube, not just religious, but kind of politically orientated ones, are actually famous people giving a report, and you're finding that they're not actually the people. They're AI generated images, and they sound like the actual person. And when you check the write-up, you find out that the whole thing doesn't represent that person at all, that people are being tricked, deceived. And the same applies to some of these ones who are making videos against Jehovah's Witnesses. So open your own eyes and see. Now, the history of the cart work goes back. Now, Jehovah's Witnesses preaching hasn't really changed for 100 years. Okay, there's more of Jehovah's Witnesses, but 100 years ago, people used to stand with sandwich boards, and they used to approach people with tracts, leaflets, magazines in the preaching work. In fact, my grandmother and her sisters used to do it in the late 1920s and 30s. My father did it in the 1940s and 50s. In fact, being in near London, in the East End of London, he used to travel out on a Sunday to Epping Forest, and as a young man of around about 22, he would give public talks in the open in Epping Forest. How impressive. A real public talk, not just in a church building or a religious building like we have today. So it's very interesting. So the preaching work, and my father used to tell me that he used to go around with those sandwich boards on. You can still see people advertising things on sandwich boards today. And that's what Jehovah's Witnesses have been doing, all these various types of preaching. Now, but some people say, well, the house-to-house preaching work, how can that be effective? I'll deal with that in another video. So what I'm basically saying is Jehovah's Witnesses are not disappearing. They did disappear during COVID for 2 years, and quite a lot fell away then because they'd been separated from the brotherhood. And that's a sad aspect. And that's happened to a lot of people. A lot of people have become isolated. Some people have kind of started to withdraw into themselves and communicate less with people. And even when you go to shops and supermarkets, you'll find that they you can go through a supermarket, buy all the stuff you want, and not have a verbal communication with a human. You've got all the self styled checkouts. Of course, you can order it online and have a truck, can't you, or a van come and drop the stuff off to you. So it's sad that the human race is becoming more and more isolated and focused more and more on the mobile phone. You've got young girls today dating men on their phone apps. Well, men doing the same, obviously, not actually seeing them face to face. Quite amazing. Yes, so I'll make another video on the Jehovah's Witness house-to-house ministry, and is that effective or not effective anymore? Because they've also mentioned negative comments about that. And so thank you very much. Take care. This is one of the problems, and of course this is a positive video trying to say, look, all the negative stuff that's being said is just kind of trying to brainwash people. It's trying to blind their eyes. The Apostle Paul said that the God of this world, of this system, of the human race, is blinding the minds of the unbelievers so that the glorious good news of the Christ might not shine through. And that's 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 4. Thank you very much. Take care. And hopefully you'll listen to more of these defensive videos. Thank you.